like from back before, I'm always like, wow, we can't do that shit no more. Like, you know, those crowded stadiums. I'm just like, oh shit, that's like who would have known we can't do that anymore, you know? But I think people being inside with wanting new content on TV, I think it might have contributed to being as popular. I have people in my job that I wouldn't even think were basketball fans, and they've been watching that shit. So I think the coronavirus has an effect on it, personally.
I think the same thing too. The reason I asked because I had a call with my coworkers, a happy hour in my new job, and we were all just talking regular stuff. And the first person who brought it up was a girl, which I don't think, like, if it was, like, if coronavirus was in, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, you know, the documentary is fucking dope, but I don't think it will be brought up as much. Also, I think with, like, because there's no sports, Monday mornings, if, like, let's say you go into YouTube or if you watch ESPN, because they got nothing else to talk about, they're spending like 3 or 4 hours. Now they're trying to reach out to Horace Grant to get his inside, Pippen. So it's becoming a lot more, I think, bigger than what it is. I think I love it because I think the youth is now getting to see it too. I think if it wasn't around this time, the youth, some will probably rock with it, but some will think like it's something old. So it's like, I think an example for us would be like, let's say a Dr. J documentary came out, similar to Michael Jordan. We know of his highlights of watching Dr. J, and Dr. J is Jordan before, like in terms of dunking and all that stuff. Like that type of moves that he did, like that was never done before. But we don't know too much about that. But I think if it was like regular, and they were giving a Dr. J thing, we'll watch it. Well, we'll probably watch it not like at 9 o'clock. I'll watch it if I get a chance. Like, it'll be one of those. But I think with this Michael Jordan thing, like, it's 9 o'clock. I'm already, like, fiending to watch it.
I see what you're saying because this is the first time that I didn't care if I had to watch commercials because I wanted to watch it live. I didn't want to wait till the next day and watch it.
Yeah.
Because I know, like Lee said, First Take and Get Up in the Morning are going to talk about it. They're going to interview Isaiah Thomas. They're going to interview Magic Johnson to get their perspective. And I didn't want to hear anything before I watched it. So I always wanted to watch it when it was going on live. Mind you, you only get maybe 4 episodes, 4 commercials per episode because the commercial, somehow the documentary, the 1 hour episodes will go quick.
Yeah.
Like, you see the first commercial, you'll be like, yo, it's 10:30? It's 9:30 already? Like, what the fuck? I watch a half hour this, and nobody bothers, because I'll be here sitting in the floor watching the documentary. I'm like, yo, I'm thinking, like, who else can you watch a documentary, a 10-part documentary about, like, who else right now? And me watching ESPN right now, answer my question. They're thinking of 2021, they're going to do a Tom Brady 9-part episode. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, 6 rings. I could see why they're picking Tom Brady. Is he the best quarterback in the NFL? Yeah, like, a lot of people hate TB12, but you got to give him props like you give Michael Jordan props.
Yeah,
so,
that is true.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
My other question is, does Michael, Michael Jordan, do you think he needs the motivation to beat you, or like we talked about with that guy that you said on that, I think it was episode 8, that he made that whole shit up, and you said also with what was the Supersonics coach?
George Karl.
George Karl. Do you think for him he needs something to fuel him up? In his case,
hell yeah.
Yeah.
He was mad that Charles Barkley won MVP that year. They were playing them in the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just makes things worse for whoever he's facing.
No, but I
you
think,
know, like-
I think even if nobody says anything bad, he's gonna try to find something.
Yeah.
I just think like in his head, he has to try to find something to like spark fire in him or some shit. Which is
I think his competitiveness, right? Like at the end of the day, his competitiveness was always there, and like that's, I guess, connecting to those times when he said like somebody did something or won the MVP that pissed him off because he's such a competitor that he's like, no, I should have been MVP, or that motherfucker should have said hi to me, you know, and I'm gonna show him why, and you know, I think it's just part of his personality. Yeah.
Was he bipolar or something? Because, dude, he's talking to himself saying, this motherfucker scored 36 points and he didn't even say what's up to me in the back. That guy, the rookie.
Yeah.
Then we find out that he made that up.
Bradford Smith. Yeah.
Yeah, then he's the whole, they want to pick Tony Kukoc, we're going to show you why you don't get him. Barkley became MVP, I'm going to show the NBA why they picked the wrong person. Like, but then they say at the same time he's the nicest person. So
I think
was this guy bipolar?
Nah, I think he's wired a certain way, man. There's certain people that wired a certain way. For him, he's trying to beat you at all costs. So anything that is gonna spark a little fire, or for him, like you said, he's the ultimate competitor. That guy, he competes over quarters. So for him, he's in his head, like, I guess so much that even till now, I think even till now at this age, I mean, he's still like that. Because I heard an interview with Patrick Ewing, and he still tells Patrick Ewing, yo, I beat you all the time. So he still gives him shit. So I think in his head, he has to try to find something to spark motivation, like a killer. He has a killer instinct, but like anything else, it's like us. An example, which we do it a lot with women. A girl rejects you for whatever reason, and you're like, fuck that bitch. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Whatever the case may be. To like, you know, she set like a spark of fire on you, which a lot of guys do with women. With him, is basketball.
Bro, I'm telling you, this guy is good what he does. Because people that are in business should take this model. Like, if you're like a finance person, stockbroker, this is the mentality that you should take. Watch this documentary, and it's gonna fucking force you to be like the best stockbroker or whatever. Hell no, I'm not gonna let these motherfuckers buy all these fucking shares. Let me show you these fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had the right. Like, I don't think Michael Jordan will be the guy like, oh, my kids didn't win the game, so they're not getting that trophy all the kids get. You know how nowadays they give all the kids that were playing a trophy?
Yeah, participation.
They don't want to. Yeah, Jordan's going to be taking that trophy. He's going to throw it in the air. So he's like, don't give my kids that shit, bro. Like, no, they didn't win. They're not getting nothing. When they win, then they get a motherfucking trophy, motherfuckers. I'll be back.
Yo, could you imagine being that guy's son?
We got DJ Camilo over here. Hold on 1 second.
Oh shit! I'll be right back too.
No. We could, Milton. One of us got to stay. It's a fucking podcast. So, well, these guys both left me. So Chuleta Ali's here. But yeah, in terms of Michael Jordan, and once I got a few questions for these guys once they come back to the podcast. It's like a first time this shit's ever been done, so I'm gonna take a little swig of beer. But guys, since I'm the only one now, we're curious. Any of you guys have any you know, there's a lot of LeBron fans, Kobe fans, definitely a lot of Kobe fans. So anybody who has like their stuff, be sure to send stuff to, you know, Chuleta Brothers at Instagram, like who you think is the best player, or if you disagree with us, like Michael Jordan, he's fucked up, blah blah blah. definitely fill us in. But Mill, I got a question for you, and then also for Al when Al gets back.
Right.
Who is the Michael Jordan of baseball, hockey, and NFL? And NFL, yeah.
I mean, the hockey part, I mean, I don't watch hockey, but I would think it's Wayne Gretzky, right? Isn't he the man?
Yeah.
And, yeah. Baseball, I guess it would be Babe Ruth, right? I don't know, like, because I always hear that in one of the episodes they said that, Michael Jordan had this thing about him that they put him on that pedestal with people like Muhammad Ali and Babe Ruth. Those are the only ones. So I would think Babe Ruth would probably be like an iconic person from baseball. And then from football,
Tom Brady.
I was going to say Tom Brady.
Brett Favre.
Shit, that's crazy. That's tough, right? There's been so many like great quarterbacks. Because I would think it would be a quarterback.
Yeah.
Maybe a coach. Because your favorite quarterback is Joe Montana, right?
Yeah. I think Tom Brady, he's proven he's better than him. But my favorite, Joe Montana, back in the days, this guy was just so good. Like, he didn't miss any passes. Like, he was just like automatic, man. Like like Michael Jordan, he hardly misses fucking shots. Like, that was Joe Montana.
Who is the Michael Jordan of wrestling?
Oh man, that's a good question. Well, it's crazy. You would probably, you could easily say Hulk Hogan. But since I've been watching this Undertaker docuseries, which we'll get into, guys, man, you can't argue, like, in terms of, like, well, Michael Jordan didn't have a long, lengthy career, but in terms of, if you look at this guy's history of wrestling, Undertaker, and the shit that he's done, you're like, holy shit. And just the shit he went through just to get there and all that stuff. But yeah, I think if I had to pick one, for me, it's Hulk Hogan. I think Hulk Hogan is the Michael Jordan. Everybody knows Hulk Hogan. For wrestling, let me see, for baseball, it will probably be, I think Babe Ruth is a good one, like you mentioned. Hockey, Gretzky. NFL, fuck. NFL is hard, man, because like you said, there isn't like one dominant person. It's such a team game. There isn't one dominant person that could take over a game. I will probably maybe have to say, as crazy as it sounds, maybe Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's kind of. It's interesting because you could look at it two ways with that question.
Excuse me, peeps.
Were you about to have?
No, I burped. But continue talking.
No.
I'm going to just continue talking to the podcast. I'm going to be back in 2 minutes, peeps.
Yeah, it's interesting because you could go to two different areas with that question, because it's like you could look at who put the sport on the map, and then who was like the most decorated athlete in that sport. Where in basketball, I think, that's Michael Jordan put together. But when it comes to the other sports, it's kind of like, Tom Brady would definitely be the person who's the most decorated and like the most accomplished. But is he really the athlete that for football that put it on the map? Like, with Gretzky, it has to be Gretzky. I don't know anything about hockey. There's probably more hockey players that are more decorated, but Wayne Gretzky, he plays hockey, And then for baseball, I mean, I don't know if Babe Ruth is the most decorated, but he's the most well-known player in baseball. And then when you think of most decorated, like, I don't know, the baseball part is such like a team. Baseball is really, really a team sport. So I guess you would have to think about the franchise. So obviously the Yankees would have to be the